Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers' playoff performance was woeful for a number of reasons, but the most notable was their lack of a big center. Ales Len was taken out of the rotation and starting center Jaxson Hayes saw limited minutes on the court, and the player is unhappy with the Lakers and will leave in free agency. It has been announced that Jaxson Hayes will not remain with the Lakers. Lakers' Jaxson Hayes was reportedly unhappy for major reason. The Los Angeles Lakers suffered a tough and unexpected loss in the first round of the playoffs at the hands of the number 6 seed Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers, despite all their injuries and losses to key players during the middle of the season, somehow mustered up to play stellarly as the season wound down. The Lakers were one of the best and hottest teams in the second half of the season, despite some hiccups, and were viewed as title contenders as the playoffs started. However, that all went away as they were quickly eliminated in 5 games. LA's lineup was a bit odd, and it was clear that there was an odd man out, center Jaxson Hayes. Hayes' minutes were slowly reduced as the season wound down, and he played very few to no minutes as the playoffs went on. Many wondered why head coach J.J. Redick was reluctant to play Hayes, but it was clear that it was a bad matchup for him. Nonetheless, Hayes was not happy with his reduced role, at least according to Lakers senior insider Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points. Irwin shared how Hayes reportedly was not thrilled with his role on the team as the season wound down. In terms of returning talent, sources say there is an outside chance of Jaxson Hayes returning, but he wasn't thrilled about his role disappearing in the postseason and the money he lost as his minutes dwindled. From the Lakers' perspective, they're weighing Redick losing faith in him, how he might handle them bringing in his replacement or the inevitable demotion he'd be in line for this summer. Hayes saw a reduced role despite being the starting big man for LA. During the season, Hayes averaged 19.8 minutes of action, while in the playoffs, he averaged only 7.8 minutes across 4 games. Hayes got 0 playing time in Game 5. The 25-year-old was all the Lakers had in terms of a reliable big man, but it was clear that he was not enough to get the job done. While the acquisition of Luka Doncic was massive, many worried about the Lakers' lack of size in the paint. Those worries came to light in the playoffs against the more physical, athletic and younger Timberwolves team. Hayes' future in LA remains unclear. He's set to be an unrestricted free agent this offseason, and with the Lakers looking to bolster the center position, it's unclear whether the team will prioritize the former lottery pick. Lakers may get another gift from the Mavericks thanks to Cooper Flagg. LA could be in a great position. The Dallas Mavericks obviously did the Los Angeles Lakers a huge favor back in February when they traded Luka Doncic to Southern California. But now, it's possible they could send another useful player to the City of Angels due to their roster needs, PJ Washington. Think about it. If we consider the Mavericks' current roster, it's extremely crowded in the front court. You've got Anthony Davis, who prefers to play at power forward. He'll be your starting 4, and the supremely talented rookie, Cooper Flagg, is likely to slide in as the starting small forward. From there, Dallas has both Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively too as options for their starting center. So, where does that leave PJ Washington? Potentially on the outside looking in. Washington is unquestionably a starting caliber player, and it's hard to think he'd be super comfortable coming off the bench. Obviously, Washington has made no public comments on the matter. There's no reason to think a trade is imminent, but at the same time, we can connect the dots ourselves here. If the Mavericks are likely to part with anyone this summer, PJ would seem to be the most likely candidate. PJ Washington may be available. There's just not a lot of other scenarios where it feels reasonable that Washington would retain his starting job, given the results of the NBA draft lottery. Cooper Flagg has superstar potential in this league, and it doesn't feel likely he'd be willing to accept a bench role. If there's a scenario where PJ isn't the odd man out, I don't see it. So where does that leave the Lakers? As the possible beneficiary of another trade with Dallas. And frankly, it's not hard to see Washington becoming an impact player in Los Angeles from day one. He possesses the exact type of skill set that this roster currently needs. In this day and age in the NBA, depth is the name of the game. Just look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have a starting unit and a full bench lineup of versatile, capable NBA players that don't get played off the floor. If you want to build a championship-caliber roster, this is the formula. LA needs to be making these kind of additions during the off-season. They'd be very wise to keep an eye on the Dallas Mavericks and to be aware of their asking price for PJ Washington. If he's officially made available, this could be one of the pieces that gets the Lakers one step closer to a championship. Austin Reaves' 2026 free agency plans lower his trade value. When the Los Angeles Lakers signed Austin Reaves to a 4-year, $54 million contract, they got him cheap. He outplayed that contract long ago. According to the latest rumors, he no longer wants to be underpaid. The problem is that he has to wait until next summer to get his bag of money. For the Lakers, his wish to be a free agent might lower the trade value. Austin Reaves' 2026 free agency plans lower his trade value. Reaves' 4-year contract included a player option for the last year. The latest rumors are that he will use that tool to secure one big contract while still in his 20s. According to Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report, Reaves is nearly sure to decline his $14.9 million player option for the 2026-27 season to explore unrestricted free agency next summer, seeking a salary in the $30 million starting range. The most he can extend for, $19.5 million, is far short of that number. The idea of Austin Reaves opting out of his contract and testing free agency next summer is bad news for the Lakers, as he will lose plenty of his trade value. Reaves was one of their best trade chips, and now he plays on essentially an expiring contract. Teams usually do not want to trade for a player on a 1-year contract, unless they are trying to shed money. Can the Lakers give him a big contract? If the Lakers believe Austin Reaves is part of their future and a building block, they can re-sign him or have him opt out and sign him. Looking at their payroll, the Lakers will have under $100 million in committed salary for the 2026-27 season. The summer of 2026 summer is when they will try to quickly rebuild the team around Luka Doncic. Right now, the Lakers have only 6 players signed for the 2026-27 season, and 2 of them, Luka and Austin, have a player option. They also have a team option for rising sophomore Dalton Knecht. The 2026 free agent class. For years, teams were lining up to have cap space in the summer of 2026. But many of them believed Doncic might become available should he and the Dallas Mavericks fail to win. Now that Luka is with the Lakers, and will possibly extend his contract this summer, he is off the market. However, the 2026 free agent class remains strong with potential names like Trae Young, Zach LaVine, Kyrie Irving, player option for 2025-26, De'Aaron Fox, Julius Randle, player option for next season, Aaron Gordon, Isaiah Hartenstein, and more. Teams will spend in 2026. Right now, more than 15 teams are projected to have cap space in the summer of 2026. Of course, there is a whole year until then. Things can change, teams can re-sign players and lose cap space. But as of right now, there are 8 teams with less than $100 million in committed salary for the 2026-27 season. The salary cap will rise by 10% each season. Right now, the projected salary cap for 2025-26 is $154 million. And luxury tax is at $187 million. Add in 10%, and the luxury tax will be above $200 million. That is great news for teams that right now need to shed some money. But, it also means teams put themselves in a better position for next summer when there will be plenty of good players on the market. For Austin Reaves, this means that he can try to secure a long-term, high-paying contract. For comparison, Jordan Poole will make $34 million in 2026-27, Emmanuel Quickley will make $32.5 million, Jrue Holiday $34.8 million, DeJounte Murray $33 million, and so on. Luka's revenge body and the Lakers' big man search. NBA superstar Luka Doncic is turning heads this offseason, and not just with his play. Photos from his workouts in Spain show a noticeably slimmer and more defined Luka, a revenge body transformation that's igniting speculation across the league. Back training at Real Madrid, where his professional career began, Luka's new look has fans and analysts buzzing about a potential MVP-level season in 2025. Criticism of Luka's conditioning has followed him for years. Whether from fans pointing out late-game fatigue or coaches urging him to get into championship shape, the message has been loud and clear, and Luka seems to have heard it. Reports suggest he's trimmed down significantly, potentially cutting ties with the fast food-heavy American lifestyle and opting for a more refined European regimen. This offseason, he's committed to coming back in elite form, and that's big news for a Lakers team looking to reload for a title run. Meanwhile, the Lakers are actively evaluating options at center. One familiar name has resurfaced: Brook Lopez. Once a Laker during the rebuilding era, Lopez is now a free agent after several strong seasons in Milwaukee. Despite being 37, he's remained productive, averaging 13 points, nearly 5 rebounds, and shooting nearly 37% from deep last season. ESPN's Bobby Marks reports the Lakers are expected to express interest. But the team faces a tough decision: chase a short-term fix like Lopez or Capella, or invest in a younger, longer-term piece. With questions around Jackson Hayes' playoff impact and a lack of trade assets, the Lakers' frontcourt remains a puzzle. Still, pairing a revitalized Luka with veterans like LeBron James and a driven Austin Reeves could push this squad back into serious contention. Add in the revelation that the Lakers once tried to trade Kobe Bryant for LeBron in 2007, and you realize, this franchise has never been afraid to make bold moves. The next one could be just around the corner. Lakers star Austin Reeves expected to test free agency, seek hefty pay increase. Austin Reeves has improved his production in each season of his 4-year NBA career. He averaged 20.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 1.1 steals and 0.3 blocks per game while shooting 46% from the field, 37.7% from three-point range and 87.7% from the free throw line. The Los Angeles Lakers guard set new career highs in points, rebounds, assists and steals per game while tying his career high in blocks per game. While there were questions about his fit alongside Luka Doncic in the backcourt, he continued to play well after the mid-season blockbuster trade. Despite his production, Reeves' name has come up in trade rumors as he is expected to be in line for a massive pay increase next summer. Recent reports suggest that he is looking to double his pay on his next deal. Reeves is nearly sure to decline his $14.9 million player option for the 2026-27 season to explore unrestricted free agency next summer, seeking a salary in the $30 million starting range, Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus wrote. The most he can extend for, $19.5 million, is far short of that number. Reeves' production took a step back in the postseason as he averaged 16.2 ppg, 5.4 rpg, 3.6 apg, 0.2 spg, and 0.6 bpg on 41.1/31.9/85.7 shooting splits. The Lakers have long maintained that they consider the former undrafted free agent as a key piece of their future. There have, however, been questions about his long-term fit alongside Doncic, who is now the centerpiece of the roster. Additionally, Reeves appears to be Los Angeles's most coveted trade piece. Pincus noted that if a star big man is made available, it would not be surprised to see the Lakers attempt to build a package around their starting guard. Lakers weighing potential return of key free agent, report. The Los Angeles Lakers need a center. They might end up losing the only one they have. Jackson Hayes, the only legitimate center on the Lakers roster after the Anthony Davis-Luka Doncic trade, might be heading elsewhere this offseason as an unrestricted free agent, according to Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points. In terms of returning talent, sources say there is an outside chance of Jackson Hayes returning, but he wasn't thrilled about his role disappearing in the postseason and the money he lost as his minutes dwindled, Irwin wrote. From the Lakers' perspective, they're weighing J.J. Redick losing faith in him, how he might handle them bringing in his replacement or the inevitable demotion he'd be in line for this summer. Hayes and Doncic share the same agent, Bill Duffy. Jackson Hayes on getting benched in the playoffs. Hayes only played a total of 31 minutes in the Lakers' 5-game loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. He was benched in Game 5. They told me, they shared with me to just stay ready, and they're going to try some other things out, Hayes said of his CDDNP in Game 5. That was coach's decision, and I respect that always. The 7-foot center averaged 1.8 points and 2.0 rebounds in just 7.5 minutes in the playoffs as Redick doubled down on small ball lineups against the bigger Timberwolves frontcourt. Hayes' putrid postseason numbers were a far cry from his regular season averages of 6.8 points and 4.8 rebounds while making 72.2% of his shots. There was a time when Hayes looked like the center of the future for the Lakers. After the Lakers made the Doncic trade and rescinded the Mark Williams deal, Hayes averaged 8.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1.2 assists as the starting center. He benefited from Doncic's playmaking as he feasted on lobs, and in turn, was energized on defense. Until the playoffs arrived and his role was reduced. Lakers type of center. During his end-of-season press conference, newly promoted Lakers president Rob Pelinka laid out the guidelines in their search for their next center. In terms of center traits, it would be great to have a center that was a vertical threat, a lob threat, and someone who can protect the interior defensively. I think those would be keys, Pelinka told reporters. But there are multiple types of centers that could be effective in the league. There are also spread centers that can protect the rim. We'll look at those as well. So I wouldn't want to limit the archetype, but we know we need a big man.